Welcome to the City of Bakersfield Planning Commission meeting. This television broadcast is brought to you by the local cable companies, the County of Kern, and the City of Bakersfield. You can watch the rebroadcast of this meeting Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 10 a.m. The agenda for this meeting can be downloaded at www.bakersfieldcity.us. Presiding over this evening's meeting, Chair Zach Bashir-Tosh.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to call to order the October 16, 2023 Special Planning Commission meeting. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Chair Bashir-Tosh.
Here.
Vice Chair Cater.
Here.
Commissioner Biddle.
Here.
Commissioner Core.
Here.
Commissioner Coleman.
Here.
Commissioner Neal.
Here.
Agenda item 2, Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you for attending tonight's Planning Commission meeting. This commission provides an opportunity for public participation in the development process throughout the city of Bakersfield. The Planning Commission considers a wide variety of projects, including subdivision maps, zone changes, general plan amendments, and more. When applications are received, the City Planning Division analyzes the request. Planning staff will present the facts about the project along with their recommendations to the Planning Commission, who will approve the item or make a recommendation as appropriate. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 3A, Public Statements.
Does anyone in the audience wish to address the commission regarding items listed on tonight's agenda? If you are here for non-consent public hearing item 6A, now is not the time to speak. You will be given an opportunity to speak at a later time.
Non-agenda item 3B, Public Statements.
Does anyone in the audience wish to address the commission regarding items not listed on tonight's agenda? If so, please come forward and state your name. Seeing none, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 4, Consent Calendar Items.
Thank you. All matters listed under consent items do not require a public hearing and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of said items unless staff or commissioner requests specific items be discussed and or removed for separate action. May I get a motion approving the consent items, please?
I'll make a motion.
Vice Chair Cater, thank you. May I get a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Biddle. Commissioners, cast your votes.
Motion passes with Commissioner Coleman abstaining.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 5, there are no consent public hearing items.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 6, non-consent public hearings.
Wonderful. Now is the time for non-consent public hearing items. This is a continuation of Public Hearing Appeal 6A that was originally opened on October 5th, 2023, the Planning Commission meeting. Public Hearing Appeal 6A was opened at that time, and at that time, staff requested that it be continued to today in order to meet notification requirements. I want to explain how the appeal hearing will be conducted. Staff will first give a report, then those in favor of the site plan review will be allowed to speak. Those in opposition to the site plan review will be able to speak after all of those in favor have spoken. Each side will be given 5 minutes to provide rebuttal comments. Individual speakers may ask questions during their statements, but the questions will not be answered until the appeal hearing on that item is closed. Written comments may be given to the clerk, who will provide copies to the commission. Please be respectful of others participating in the hearing by not repeating the remarks of previous speakers and presenting any new comments or thoughts in a concise and clear way. Mr. Johnson, would you please provide us with your staff report?
Yes, thank you for attending tonight's special meeting. This is an appeal of site plan review number 21-0399. Project site is located southeast corner of Olive Drive, Knutson Drive, just west of Highway 99. It is a Department of Veterans Affairs community-based outpatient clinic, or CBOC. It's located on approximately 10 acres, single-story construction with just under 40,000 square feet of area. There is no overnight stay. They have primary and specialty care provided, which includes dental, hearing, vision, and such. To explain the site plan review process, we follow the green arrows for this case. The application was submitted, it was reviewed for completeness. The application then went to our site plan review committee, which consists of 7 different departments. After their review, a CEQA review was done, and it was determined that an environmental impact report was necessary. As you may recall, on September 7th of this year, you certified that environmental impact report, as we're following down on the right-hand side. After that CEQA approval, the Development Services Director approved the site plan review on September 8th. That decision was appealed in a timely manner by Progress for Bakersfield Veterans, or PBV, through their attorney Channel Law Group. So we are now at the site plan review appeal at the Planning Commission. It's also important to note that your certification of the EIR was also appealed, and that will go to City Council for consideration. Any person not satisfied with the decision of the Development Services Director may file an appeal within 10 days, and the appeal must contain the precise basis and issues on appeal. And we did receive, again, a timely appeal, 3 pages, from Channel Law Group on behalf of PBV. For 3 of the topics, the appellant failed to provide a precise basis for their assertions. As such, no further response can be provided beyond what is written in the staff report without a specific issue being raised. The other 2 topics can be discussed as one because of the relationship. In essence, the appellant alleges the project should not be defined or permitted as an outpatient clinic. Instead, it should require a conditional use permit because it will treat patients with contagious diseases as well as those suffering from drug and/or alcohol addiction. It's worth noting that the Bakersfield Municipal Code aligns that type of treatment with hospitals, sanitariums, and clinics that provide for overnight stays. And I'll provide a little bit more discussion on that in subsequent slides. To provide background, the site is located in the M2 zone, which is the general manufacturing. It is the most inclusive zone that the city has. The way Bakersfield uses its nested zoning concept, any permitted use in the CO, C1, C2, M1 is considered a permitted use in the M2 zone. And that includes the uses that you see on the right: medical, dental, psychiatric, and other health practitioner offices and clinics, family and social services, clinics and centers, pharmacies in conjunction with medical clinics. In contrast, the applicant is likely referring to the use shown on the left of the pyramid, which requires a conditional use permit in the M1 zone. So the proposed CBOC is an outpatient clinic and not intended for extended stays, unlike hospitals and sanitariums or other buildings that provide for overnight stays or longer, as noted in the definition stated there. Even the parking calculations reflect a difference with inpatient clinics versus outpatient clinics. Inpatient clinics are parked per bed, while outpatient clinics are parked per square foot of floor area. So there is a difference, and again, this is an outpatient clinic. Outpatient clinics are located in commercial and industrial zones throughout Bakersfield. For comparison, this map shows there are at least 10 healthcare facilities that are located in the M1 and M2 zones, all without a conditional use permit. Furthermore, if the staff report, it discusses how the current CBOC on West Wind Drive was initially permitted in the M1 zone without a conditional use permit and without an environmental impact report. So to allege that the proposed CBOC requires a conditional use permit is without warrant. When considering this appeal, your Planning Commission has the authority to determine whether or not an adopted development standard, zoning regulation, or policy applied or not applied to the project was done consistent with authority granted by the ordinance. You do not have the authority to add, delete, change, or modify adopted standards regulations, or policies except as required to comply with the conditions necessary to mitigate unavoidable environmental impacts. If you recall the September meeting, the only unavoidable environmental impact was to greenhouse gases. The Planning Commission has two options. You may deny the appeal and uphold the Development Services Director's approval of the site plan. In this case, the project would be approved and a VA outpatient clinic can be constructed. Your other option is to uphold the appeal and overturn the Development Services Director's approval. In this case, the project would be denied and a VA outpatient clinic would not be constructed. I would like to note we did receive two comment letters. The first was provided to your commission in a memorandum. It was submitted by Caltrans. They recommended that, or I should say, they stated that they have reviewed the project and they have no comments. The second letter that we just received just prior to coming over tonight is from Channel Law Group on behalf of PBV. And I want to go ahead and go through this point by point. There is no memorandum, but I want to make sure everything's in the record for your consideration of this appeal. For item 1, they state that the site plan application includes an incomplete project description, and that is addressed in the staff report, so that's not a new comment. The project is prohibited, number 2, under the Bakersfield General Plan, and number 3, the project is prohibited under the Bakersfield Zoning Ordinance. Again, that is addressed in the staff report, so those are not new comments. Number 4, the city has not properly considered proximity of the project to Meadowsfield Airport, specifically when looking at the Airport Land Use Compatibility Plan, or the ALUCP. I would note that in the draft EIR, the ALUCP and this proximity was addressed in sections 2.4.3, 4.8.1, 4.8.4, 4.8.5, 4.8.6, 4.11.5, 4.12.4, and the draft EIR concluded that the project was consistent with the requirements of the Meadowsfield ALUCP. As such, the project would not result in an airport safety hazard for people residing or working in the project area. Point number 5, the project violates the Subdivision Map Act and appears to involve or require the creation of one or more new parcels. Would note that this is a legal lot and an address was issued by the Kern County Assessor's Office. Point 6, the site plan lacks evidence of required review. Specifically, the decision includes no evidence that all or any required members of the committee, in this case would be Site Plan Review Committee, other than the planning director, participated in the review of the site plan and or submitted comments. That's unequivocally an inaccurate statement, as evidenced by the attachment of the Development Services Director's letter approving the site plan review. There are conditions and points of contact from the Building Division, Planning Division, Fire Department, Water Resources, Engineering Division, Traffic Division, and Solid Waste Division, all reviewing the project. Number 7, the decision includes no evidence of compliance with zoning, land use, and or public works requirements of Kern County. They are alleging that part of this is in the unincorporated area of the county. I would note that the Kern County Public Works did comment, and they are referenced in the final EIR as comment letter B, and the draft EIR was sent to the county for review and comment. Number 8, the site plan does not comply with the city's ordinance regarding water usage. And again, there's no precise basis for this comment, no specificity, so it doesn't warrant a response at this time. Number 9, written of notice of hearings. The city failed to provide proper notice to PBV of the October 5th, 2023 hearing of the Planning Commission. The city did actually notify PBV, however, it was through their previous law firm and not Channel Law Group. However, we recognize that error, and it was acknowledged, which is why on October 5th, we continued it to today's meeting. We also sent out new hearing notices to everyone that was involved, to include Channel Law Group. Number 10, the EIR does not properly address the project's environmental impacts. Again, as a reminder, your commission certified the EIR on September 7th, 2023. And as noted in this presentation, that certification was appealed to City Council, who will determine the EIR's adequacy based on the appellant's comments. In conclusion, the letter states that PBV opposes the decision and respectfully requests that the Planning Commission grant the appeal, direct that the project applicant file for zone change and CUP, conditional use permit, and require further review of the project's environmental impacts. This comment is acknowledged, and staff believes the record stands for itself, and therefore we recommend option 1, which is to deny the appeal and uphold the decision of the Development Services Director approving the site plan review. That completes my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. As previously mentioned, this is a continuation of a public hearing appeal that took place on October 5th, 2023, Planning Commission meeting. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the site plan review? Please step to the microphone, identify yourself, and proceed.
Attorney with the firm Rutan and Tucker. We were retained by the applicant to process their land use approvals. I'm here tonight, promise to keep it exceptionally brief, here to support the project, also support staff's conclusions. They did an excellent job and we affirm all points made therein. I would just draw the Commission's attention to our October 3rd letter, which explains why this appeal is bereft of any legal merit, and we would urge the Commission to deny this appeal tonight. Unless you have any questions, thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to the site plan review? Please step to the microphone, identify yourself, and proceed. Seeing none, is there any commissioner? Does any commissioner have any questions for the public on this item? Remember, this is not a time to express any opinions on the matter. It is only a time to ask questions.
Chair Shirtash, I would just like to clarify that the October 3rd letter was included as a memorandum to the October 5th Planning Commission meeting. Yeah. So it was attached as it was included as an attachment to this staff report for this meeting also.
Thank you. I don't have the, can you pull the thing up? Does anybody want to talk? I just want to make sure I'm not missing. Okay, perfect. That's what I thought. Is there anyone who wishes to provide a rebuttal on this item? Oh, you have a question? Go ahead.
This is for staff. Just to clarify, the project is the appeal or the project is the project, and therefore is the speaker in support or opposition to the project? Does that make sense?
Correct. I won't answer for the speaker, but what you are considering the appeal and
So speaking in support of the project would be supportive of the appeal of the project? No.
I believe it would be supportive
okay.
of the denial of the appeal.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm just clarifying. Just wanted to make sure. There's a lot of double positives and negatives. Okay, thank you. Yep.
Do we need a rebuttal?
We don't.
We don't need a rebuttal. Okay, at this time, I will close the public hearing appeal on the item and return to the commission for comment and action. I am looking for some action. Commissioner Coleman?
Thank you, Chair Bashartash. Well, here we are again with this same project. I've read all this stuff, and I'm supportive of the project. I've been a supporter of the project since the beginning. I think that the applicant has exhausted all the remedies, has met all the hurdles that we've set for them for this project. I'm bothered by the progress for Bakersfield veterans because I don't believe they represent any veterans. I think they represent the property owner that currently has the current clinic, and that concerns me. It concerns me that Channel Law Group attempted to drop this 4-page thing on us on the day of the meeting in some vain effort to not be able to have us respond to it. I wanted to thank Director Johnson for addressing each one of these line by line and reiterating that we've already crossed these off our list. So that said, I support this project wholeheartedly. I support denying the application to deny it. So,
Is that
deny the appeal.
is that a motion? That's a motion.
Yes,
Coleman.
thank you very much.
Do I have a second?
Oh, that was a motion, okay.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Carr, thank you so much. Commissioners, please cast your votes.
So just to clarify, can you? So the motion was to deny the appeal and uphold the Development Services Director's approval, and the project is approval.
Yes, my motion will be to deny the appeal and uphold the Development Services Director's approval, period.
Thank you.
Okay.
Please cast your votes.
I'm sorry, who seconded the motion? Thank you.
4.
So you're correct. Commissioner Coleman, did you get a chance to vote?
Commissioners, please cast your votes.
Do we want to do a roll call, just to make sure that we, unless, did they, it's, Commissioner Coleman's vote didn't show.
Let's go ahead and do a roll.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Just for clarity's sake, do we want to do a roll call vote?
Yes, I don't want this
Okay,
guy to have
thank
any
you.
reason to
Thank you.
do this stupid stuff anymore. Yeah.
Chair Bashir Tosh,
4.
Vice Chair Cater,
Yes, 4.
Commissioner Biddle,
Yes.
Commissioner Kaur,
4.
Commissioner Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Neal,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you so much. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 7, communications.
Does staff have any communication items?
Yes, first, thank you for coming out tonight for the special meeting, and those in the audience, we will have another meeting this Thursday, October 19th, 5:30 p.m.
Thank you.
Agenda item 8, commission comments.
Does any commissioner have any comments, please? I can't tell if you do, so, oh, he does.
I always have something to say. So, I just wanted to thank Director Johnson for coordinating all this. We had a couple of difficult projects over the last month or so, and the switching around of the dates and all that. I really appreciate your extra effort coordinating all that and providing us the information that we need for to make a competent decision. So thank you very much for you and your staff.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 9, adjournment.
This meeting is adjourned at 5:54, October 16th, 2023. Thank you so much.